We're at 43 attendees without Betty, just so you know, Jerry. I'm going to give it a minute. Good evening, everyone. This is Susan Probert, and we are waiting for just a few more people to join, so we're just going to give it a minute, so we appreciate your patience. Okay, Jerry. Good evening, everyone. Jerry, I'd like to get started. It's 6:02. We'll have people come in as we go through. Again, good evening. My name is Susan Probert, and we'd like to thank you very much for your time this evening for joining our online newspaper webinar. We very much appreciate your attendance. And, we know it's dinner time, so thank you so very much for coming. My name is Susan Probert. I'm the Director of Customer Relations, and I'm a 40-year plus veteran at Advance Local, starting my career at the Star Ledger. I've worked several managerial roles, and before my current my current position, and I'm currently responsible for print and online newspaper subscription for retention, digital engagement, and customer service. With that, I'd like to introduce you to our online newspaper editor, Enrique Levine. Enrique is the editor for all of is the online newspapers at NJ Advanced Media, serving as a Star Ledger reader advocate. Previously, Enrique was New Jersey Cannabis's insider publisher and editor for NJM's opinion editor. Earlier, he served as a managing editor for the features and arts and entertainment department at the Star Ledger, and he is a 20-year plus veteran here at the media group. So we appreciate him being here this evening. So with that, Enrique, if you would say a few words, that would be great. And then Jerry, right before you get on, I'll run through the housekeeping items. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Sue, for the introduction, and Jerry for the presentation you're about to present. I am, as Susan said, I've been here for more than 20 years. One of the things you might remember me for is as features editor, I ran the Munchmobile with Pete Genovese, who I'm now working closely with in the food department. You'll hear more about him in the coming weeks. I want to thank you for joining this program tonight, because it is really important for us, for you to learn all the great things that we have going on online. The newspaper we are still very much in love with, and we put a lot of our heart and blood, sweat, and tears into it. But there's so much more content online, including the online newspaper, the podcasts, the social media, which I've been writing about, and NJ.com, of course, we have exclusive content that some of it, unfortunately, doesn't make it into the newspaper. So tonight, you're going to learn a little bit about how to access that content and how we put it together. With that, please ask any questions. I really appreciate all the phone calls and emails I've been getting over the last few months since I started this gig. I over the weekend when I went to the New Jersey Pizza Festival, I met a couple of subscribers who came along. You'll get to read about that this weekend. I love to hear from you, good or bad. This is for you. So with that, I'm gonna hand it over to Jerry. And if you have any questions, go ahead and drop it in the Q&A or the comments. Take it away, Jerry.
So I messed up the order. So let me go through the few housekeeping items first, and then Jerry, I'll say a few things about you as well. So again, welcome to the online newspaper. It's interactive. You are on mute during the demonstration. It'll take the full hour for us to do that. Please ask questions during the presentation. We're happy to answer them. Use the Q&A option, which is at the top of your screen. And you can just put your chat in there, and we'll do our best to get everything back to you. It's at the top at the navigational bar. We encourage you to follow along on your personal device if you have one. And with that, I would love very much to introduce you to Jerry Canny. She serves as our enterprise retention manager at Advanced Local Media. She oversees the audience development strategies for print and digital acquisition and retention across 23 of our local newspapers nationwide. She's been Advanced for over 30 years and is certainly a star player, as is Enrique in our roles. And with that, Jerry, I lead it off to you.
Okay, good evening, everyone. As Sue mentioned, I'll be your tour guide tonight. So we will walk you through activation, we'll walk you through how to navigate the online newspaper, and we'll answer questions as we go. So if you can bear with me a moment, I will share my screen. And Sue, when you can see that, please give me the hi sign.
I can see it. You're good to go.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Alrighty, so where we've landed here, we call this the Subscriber Center. This is your portal to do anything related to your subscription. So we will just kind of bounce around here so you know what's out here. We have a digital products drop-down menu. So at any time that you're on the Subscriber Center, you can come here and you can log into any of our digital editions. You can also manage your account online, and you can access some of the free and premium newsletters that we have available for subscribers. There's also a contact button. So easily at your fingertips, you can email any of your publications or call customer service. Oh, and before we start, I should probably mention that we had 150 people register to this webinar. And we're hoping to have as many as we can attend. So we have people who are subscribers to each of our publications. So you'll see each of those here represented. And as we go through the demonstration, because we have so many folks on the call, we are going to demo just one of our publications. That will be the Star Ledger. And as we go through, I'll show you some of those very small changes between Star Ledger and any other publication. But we'll focus on the Star Ledger, the navigation of that, how you activate your account, all of that is the same between publications. So you have a contact button there. Over here, you can see a live chat. That is a fairly new feature. So if you're on the site and you have a question really about anything, you have a question about. Yes.
Jerry, just a quick question. I'm so sorry. We have two comments here. Jan says she can't read this. The font is tiny. I don't know if we can do anything about that, but Jan, just for your awareness, we will be sending out a recording of this within 2 to 3 business days, so you'll have that. And Sonia says we can only see Jerry's icon, no screen. I'm seeing the screen. Is there anyone else having that problem? Okay, I'm not hearing anything else with that, Jerry. If you wouldn't mind proceeding, that would be great. Betty says, no, I see Jerry. You're not seeing the screen? Betty, are you seeing the screen? Okay, let's move on, Jerry. She'll come back to us.
Okay. I can try to stop sharing and share again.
Okay, that might be great. Thank you.
We good?
I can see it, yes.
Okay. So sorry about the interruption there. So I have enlarged the subscriber center so that you could see it a little bit better. So we were talking about live chat. So this is fairly new feature. If you had questions about anything account related, or you had questions about your online newspaper, you can just click on here and a representative will respond to your inquiry. So that's available to you. You will see a sign on button here. For those of you who are already activated, this is one area where you can sign in. And again, you'll sign into your account and then you can access your digital product there. And then we have the activate button here, and we'll do that in a moment. And let's see, customer service, and then some of the newsletters down below. So I wanted to start at activate, even if you are already activated. One of the features that we have is a family share. So if you've got one activation on your account, you can do up to 4 more activations. So if you've got a family member who maybe lives elsewhere, you can provide them with the URL, the web address to the online newspaper, and you would set up their individual, or they would set up their individual activations, and they would go through that the same way that you would go through that, and what we're going to be showing here in just a moment. So the reason we ask you to activate is we want you to activate your account so that you can do any subscriber related activities on the site. So that could be a newspaper delivery hold. You can make a payment. You can report any delivery issues here. You can read your online product anywhere. You can access nj.com and the subscriber exclusive content, or you can do the family share, which I just mentioned. So let's start with activate. And I'm going to bring this actually down a little bit. Okay, so when you go to activate, you'll see at the very top here what would be considered a progress bar. It'll tell you where you are in relation to each of those steps. So right now we're just creating an account. And by creating that digital account with your email address and linking to your print subscription, you will be able to manage your subscription online and access stories 7 days a week with your online newspaper. You'll see a little blurb here. We've been running a contest in June. If you see these, I would encourage you to participate because we give out some really great prizes. So here the contest is read online each day. Each day you read, your name will be entered into a drawing for a $500 Visa gift card. So that is available to you. We've also got the full sweepstakes rules, and we run these several times throughout the year. So I'm just going to click with my speaking. It really literally takes seconds because all you're going to do here is click continue. So we'll click continue. And then you'll come up to this panel. And at this panel, we are just going to go down here and enter an email address. And again, it could be your email address. After you set up your activation, you can set up 4 more in the same exact manner. And my email address is a long test email address, so bear with me. And then you'll enter a password. And then click on I'm not a robot. And you've got instructions here. Your password must contain at least 6 characters. and then click by creating an account. You agree to the user agreement and privacy policy. If you are interested in reading those, you would just click on one of those links. So we'll create the account. Now we go to step 2, find and link your subscription. So help us find the subscription. I am going to select by last name. And in this case, my last name is Demo, not Canny. And you can select one of the lookup options. You can do account number or zip code and phone number or zip code and house number. So if you don't know your account number, you have another method of getting on there. So I will put account number. And then I'm going to link the subscription.
Sherry, just a comment from Diane. She says just now, she said, can you enlarge the size of the cursor? I can hardly see it on the screen. Is that possible?
This cursor here, I'm not really sure. I know you can. We'll have to take that feedback for next webinar.
Okay, thank you.
So you see here, we're progressing along. We created the account, we found and linked the subscription, and here's our confirmation. Your account has been successfully linked. Your subscription can now be accessed online. Enjoy reading. So I can either go back to my subscriber center, I need to do some activities there, or I can go directly to the publication that I subscribe to online. So I'm going to click there. That leads you to the online newspaper. We call this our homepage, or we call it a kiosk. So this is our homepage where you can read today's edition. You'll see it there. You can read one of the archives, past editions, and we have up to 28 in the archives. So you can see we go back to May 29th. As part of your subscription, you have access to magazines and supplements that are at no additional cost. These are all part of the package. So there we have the New York Times Book Review, the Washington Post Weekly, we have the TV book. And then if there are any specials, you'll see the specials down below. Explore New Jersey, Top Workplaces, Warren Reporter, and so on. And again, you can just toggle over to the right, there's Jersey's Best. And throughout the year, we will do, I believe we're up to about 6 online-only special sections. These are exclusive to subscribers, and they do not appear in your print newspapers. So that is an added benefit, and we've done some really nice sections. We just did one on travel. We've got one coming up on June 30th, and that one is on summer food. So look out for that, and any other specials that we have coming. We typically will notify you, both if we have a valid email address on your account, we'll notify you via email. We also run print ads, so you'll know when these are coming. Let's see. On the top portion here, this is really just a promotional banner. And I say just a promotional banner, but to alert you that you have an update section. This is relatively new. Enrique's been talking about it in his column, and he'll speak more to this as we navigate through the newspaper. But you'll get more news, more sports, more features, and it's a really great add-on to your regular newspaper. And over to the side here, we've got NJ.com, subscriber exclusive. Maybe not all of you know this. There are some articles that everyone can read at NJ.com, but if you're not a paid subscriber, you cannot read all articles. So again, it's part of your package. It's one more benefit to your subscription.
So, Jerry, just a quick question from Tom and Deb. I've
Mhm.
answered it in the chat, but I think it's a question that everyone would like to know the answer to. They said or asked, can you activate on more than one device using the same email and contact information? The answer to that is yes. Once you activate your subscription, you can get to it on any device, your smartphone, your tablet, or your web browser, your home computer. So yes, you can do that using the email that you provided and the password that you gave at the time of your activation. So anyone can do that and can get it on all your devices.
Yep. And
Thank you.
I'll show you up here too that we break these out by region, so you can also select which region you're interested in reading. Let me. I need to sign in there. Let me bring up. I'm going to bring up the times. See if I can do this without much trouble. Items side by side. Okay. We'll do it this way. So I just wanted to point out here just the few differences between the Star Ledger and the other publications. When you're at the Star Ledger, you'll see that you have this print button and a digital button. The print button will navigate through in a very traditional print reading format, which we have done studies to show that most of our readers like that format. In the Times and other publications, you only have the one button, and it's read, and that button would be in the traditional format. For Star Ledger, we provide a digital format, and after we've gone through the print navigation, I'll come back and we'll kind of quickly go through what the digital button looks like. So my default here is print. I'm going to go to the Sunday edition. Okay, so I'm at last Sunday's edition here, and let's see. Okay, so I opened up to this one-page view here. You can also open up to, let me see, or I'm on a two-page view. You can also go to a one-page view, which enlarges it. I prefer to use the two-page view. So if you go up to this icon here and you hover over it, it'll tell you which view. So this is the one-page view. And for the demonstration purposes, I'm going to go to the two-page view. So there are a number of ways that you can navigate through. It's all personal preference, whatever your goal is. You have this top level navigation, and it will go by section. So if I click on news, you can see I can click to any one of these sections: sports, opinion, life notices, comics, special sections, the update section, and the Essex regional news. So that's the top level section navigation. You can navigate by using the arrow keys. So I can move forward, I can move back. So if you're not jumping around, maybe that's your preference. We have this page slider at the bottom. So if you grab that with your mouse and you drag it across, you can see each of those pages. And then if you let go, it'll bring you to that page.
So we have one question we'll answer later, Jerry, but Diane has asked, can you get the print view on your app?
The app is designed for the best reading experience, and it is in more of a digital format. But and again, I'd like to emphasize that the app on iOS or an Android device is your best bet. If you prefer the traditional view, you can go to a browser on your iPad or on an iPhone and do the traditional way. It's not optimized by doing that though. So you'd have to do both.
If I
Yep.
may, Jerry, the other reason to use the online newspaper through your browser is that you don't have to download the current newspaper, and so you are already navigating through the newspaper automatically. Versus the app, every time you sign into your app, it asks you to download the current newspaper. It's a small amount of time, but there's a difference if you are trying to read it on your smartphone.
Yeah, so you've got options, and you have to try those out and see what works best for you. So those are some of the ways that you can just kind of navigate to a particular page. There is this, I show it because it's kind of a fun little thing, not that I can see anybody doing it, but you can actually pull, turn pages like
Just for
regular.
awareness, Enrique, we've had two of our subscribers say they could not hear you. So just for awareness.
Thank you. I'll speak up. And apologies, I'm on the road.
Yep.
On the right-hand rail here, you would be able to also toggle to the New York Times Book Review, the Washington Post, or the TV Guide. So if I click here, I'll go to the book review. And again, navigation is similar. I've got my page slider down below, and I can navigate through here. And then I can just as easily go back to the newspaper by clicking the newspaper. And the same would go for the Washington Post or the TV book. So let's get into reading an article. So I'll go to this page. So I can either scroll with my mouse to enlarge it, and then I can click and grab the article and read the article like this. Or you have the magnifying glass down here. We'll go back to the default mode. You can just click on that magnifying glass to enlarge your text. And again, grab the article and move around in that manner. And again, just move forward, back, navigate through the pages. So you can do that, or you can click on the article and you'll be delivered this, this format here. So to read this, you would just scroll down as you're reading. And then you'll see icons over to the right. This icon here would allow you to share this article. And these are the apps through which you can share: Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter. You can email this. I'll email it to Sue. You can email or you can print. And you have the option to just print an image. If it's just a image you want to share with someone, you can do that, or you can do the text. Down below that icon, you will see a font icon, excuse me, that allows you to increase and decrease the font. So if you need to do that, it's available. And you would just keep clicking to bring it back down. So you click to enlarge, you click to bring back down. And I'll point out here, oftentimes you'll see an image and there might be additional images in that gallery. And how you know that is you'll see these three little dots beneath it. So I know that there are other images that exist here. So if I click on the top image, you can use the arrow buttons to go forward and back. And you see the captions underneath as well. And then to get back to your article, you would just click out of that through the X.
Jerry, Jen has asked if you can face the camera just a little bit, so because she's reading your lips. I told her, and we don't have closed caption. I know, Jan, you asked about it a little earlier. Apologies for that. We don't have that at this time. We're using our Teams platform, but we'll certainly look into that and take that as a takeaway on future seminars.
Takeaway.
Thank you. Good takeaway.
Yeah. Okay. And so I'm in this reading mode. So if I want to continue, I can do so and just click the next article. So this will just click the next article on the page. So I can just continue through.
Excuse me, Leslie, you have raised your hand. If you would kindly put your comments in the Q&A, we'll be happy to answer your question.
At the top rail here, you will see other icons. I've shared this one with you. That will show you that you can go to a 1 or 2 page view. And in a minute, I'll show you, you can actually set that default to your preference. This button here would allow you to download, and you can choose what you'd like to download and read offline. So you can download the full publication, or you can choose to download just the left page or the right page. This button here allows you to print. Let's see if I can get to. So if I want to print the crossword puzzle, I'll select print. And again, you're choosing left or right page. So if I select right page, once you do that, you'll see this blue border around the full page. So you would click and drag to your desired location. So I'm going to do that, and I can either print this or I can print them separately if I want to do the clues or the full crossword puzzle.
So Jerry, Marion, I'm sorry, P has said, I live in Middlesex County. I don't have the other choices on the side of the page. I'm not, do you want to just flip into Middlesex and see if we can take a look? And folks, I'm sorry, but if you're raising your hand, kindly put your question in the Q&A, and we'd be really happy to answer to the best of our ability. So thanks so much.
So I've selected Middlesex, and we do see them on the side.
Yeah, it's there. Marion, would you mind putting in the chat what device you're using? You should be able to see it regardless. But maybe that might help us answer your question.
All right, so we've got, we talked about printing, and of course you can print anything that you'd like. So that functionality is there. We'll do that in a moment. That's the digital version. So you can either select the digital version here, or if you're at the home page, you can select it here. And I'll do that in just a moment. This icon is a help icon, which will take you to our FAQ page. So if you have questions, you know, where do I access the newspaper in any archives? And then it'll provide you with that answer. And then over here, the gear, that's your settings. So the settings will tell you what region you're reading. You know, is your account logged in or not logged in? Voucher is not something we use right now. Your reading preference, and here you can see for those Star Ledger subscribers, I've decided to look at the print version. My reading mode is double page. So there are some settings there that you can look at. Enrique, do you want to say, I'll bring up the update section now, if you'd like to say a few words about what we're doing with that section.
Just real quickly, I'm sorry, Mary M. P. to get back to us and said, right now I'm on my PC, but I usually use my Android tablet. So Jerry's on a PC, so you can see that it's here. I don't have an Android. I do know if I go onto my iPad, I can see the side. If you would, I'm going to put the customer service number in. You can give them a call in your chat, and they may be able to walk you through the process. Okay? Thank you. And thank you, Enrique and Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
No worries. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, so the update section, the key thing to know about this is we use that for late breaking news. In earlier days, we used to wait to put out the newspaper after 11 o'clock or later if there was some big news. In today's production cycle, we usually have to close it up by 6:30. That means a lot of the late night games that you're interested in finding out play by play, maybe not so much the score, that appears in the update section because even though production ends at 6 or the print newspaper goes out at 6:30, the reporters, the photographers, and the editors that put together the update section are there until midnight. And so in the morning, you can read the play-by-play from our reporters and some wire stories that we use that you've been reading throughout the years. The exceptions to that particular rule is when we have election night, awards night, like the Grammys or the Oscars, and of course, a big game as the World Series or Super Bowl, and that goes into the night. But other than that, we are trying to mix that up a little bit. The update section does carry a lot of sports. On weekends, you're going to find a lot of financial news that you're not going to get into in the print edition. And we are trying to. I'm talking to a lot of readers about what else I can put in there. Currently, I'm talking to a couple of local news organizations that cover things granularly that we don't necessarily cover. So once I have that, I'm going to announce that in my column. But I'd like to hear more from you. We've had some surveys go out earlier or late last year where we learned that you're interested in local news, which we've adapted to and put it in the front of the newspaper and gave us very positive reviews about that. Also, some more local travel news, which we're working on, and also beefing up our Canada sections, which we're also working on. But I'd still love to hear from you about what else you'd like to see, not only in print, but also the online edition. And if you have any questions today or later, please ask them in the Q&A or go ahead and email me. I find my email at the bottom of my columns every week. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you.
Thank you, Enrique. Kathy says, Jerry, I am viewing print version and also am unable to see the print option. So the question here is, what device? Would that be their first question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Kathy, so what device are you using? Please put it in the chat. Also, with regard to having issues where you may not be able to see like the side of it there, one thing that we always recommend, particularly if you've been on the paper for a while, and been using it every day, that you clear your cookies in your cache, because sometimes that creates an issue. And once you clear it, what that does is clear the browser, and you're able to, it refreshes the whole thing. So it may be something that you would want to do. If you need instructions on how to do that, just email me at webinar@digitalservice.com, and we'll get that information for you. And Kathy's on the iPad, so you should be able to see it on the iPad. Um, I would recommend here, Kathy, clearing your cookies in your cache. Let's start there. And if it doesn't clear the issue for you, give us a call. Thank you for responding.
And that was webinar@advancedlocal.com.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Yeah, webinar at Advanced Local. Thank you, Jerry.
Yep. Okay, so I am going to switch over to the digital version for a moment. Just show you what that experience is like. So the digital version will open to the first article. Again, you can see up here, you have that, top line by section. So I can click on any one of these and go to that section. I do like to point out obituaries in the digital format is indexed differently. So for the obituaries, you'll see an index of each of that day's passings, and then they'll be listed down below. And again, there's an easy way to share this with loved ones and friends. You can just click on that share icon, and again, share out to Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, or email. Oh, we should probably mention, because this has come up in other webinars, that if you're sharing an article with a friend or family member or whomever, and that person is not a subscriber, they will still be able to access that article. What they won't be able to do is forward beyond that, because it looks almost like you can click through to another article. They won't be able to do that unless you're a paid subscriber, but the article that you send them, whether they're, a subscriber or not a subscriber, they should be able to access that article.
And Diane said, is it possible to search for an archived article by keyword? The answer to that at this time is no. It is something that, I'll say this at the end as well, this is an evolving platform. It is something that we have on the books. It's a feature that we're looking into, but at this time it does not exist.
When it comes to images in the gallery, it's a little bit different in the digital format. You'll see, rather than those three dots that you saw in the print format, you'll see a little camera icon. So again, you'd click on that and then just advance to the next image. You can still see your supplements in the side rail. And again, the way you advance through is the same. You've got a page slider down below, or you can forward, and go back with the arrow buttons, or go to the section and still have access to your icons up here. So I will go back to the print version. Oh, I didn't talk about this icon down below. So this will expand the page to fit the screen. So if I do that, just brings it up, so you can see it uses the whole real estate of the screen, and you can read that way. And to get out of this, you would just, should be an X. You can use escape. Typically I see an X pop up, but you would hit your escape button or click on the X that pops up. So that is really it for navigation. I wanted to share with you too. We talked about everything here in the kiosk. We also have puzzles. If you are someone who likes to do crosswords, we've got jigsaws, Sudoku, word search. You can play those here. And again, if you have any comments about puzzles you might like to see, you should let us know that as well. So I'll just bring up just to show you what that looks like. So the Sudoku, it's interactive, so you can choose to do easy, medium, hard, expert level. And there are some icons that you can choose on the side there. They even show the top scores and people who are playing down below. See what the crossword. On the crossword, you can choose the day you'd like to play, how many puzzles you'd solved. And Washington Post. So you see the navigation really is the same between products.
Typically, the content in the Washington Post is the weekend review, which
Mm.
is which is kind of handy if you just want to catch up with what happened. But yes, it has other puzzles and other things that you can engage with as well.
So that is really how you navigate our online newspaper. The app has the apps. You want to download the app for the best reading experience. We have an app available for Star Ledger only today. That could change in the future, but the app is available for Star Ledger. You'll get a sense of it, and if you're using other apps, you'll have a sense of how to navigate. It looks very similar. It's not all that much different.
So a couple of things, Enrique, we're still getting people saying that they are having a difficult time hearing you, just for your awareness. And we had earlier, we had someone ask us, they're having difficult time. Jerry, if you could walk through the family share, how we add a family member to our subscription. And then Sanja just asked, or Sanja, I apologize, asked about the daily crypto quote. It's a great puzzle. It says MC or M Call has it. I'm not as familiar with the puzzles, to be honest, as I should be. I don't know if we have a daily crypto quote. Enrique, do you?
Here, I was trying to figure out if I can raise the volume. You can hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's a little muffled. It is a little muffled, but
Yeah, I don't know if I can fix that. In any case, I do not know if we have a daily crypto quote. I apologize. I don't play the puzzles every week, every day, so it's not something I could answer. If we can get the person who asked to drop me an email, I will get back to them with that answer as soon as I can get it.
all right. So Sanja, if you would drop Enrique an email, and his information will be provided at the end of this presentation, and he'll get that information for you. Thanks so much.
All right, so I'll do another activation. I'm going to sign out. And where I originally started my activation was at the subscriber center. which is at myaccount.nj.com. But I'll point out here, if you're here, you can also activate, there's an activate button here, so. And again, you saw I did my first activation with my credentials. Now I'll say I'm doing this for my daughter, so I'm going to add a second set of credentials. And then a password. And actually, let me go back. Let me go back to the activate. This is where we started, so I'll click on activate. Sign in. Signed out. It could be a caching thing. Let me try here. There we go. Okay, so I'll put those credentials in. Password. I'm not a robot. Click on creating the account. I'm going to click here. And the same last name of the account holder would go here. And I used account number, so I'm using the same account number. So essentially what I'm doing is just adding new user credentials and linking them to my account. Demo. Put in the wrong account number. So that second person has been added. And then again, I can just go right to my publication. If you've hit your max number of users, you'll get some sort of a message that will tell you that there's that you're at full capacity.
So Kathy has asked, each individual added to the account has their own password, correct?
Correct.
That is correct.
Yep. Password and email. That's correct.
We have one more question. Let's see. Thanks, Pete. I realized my mic was off when I started talking. I put it back on. Thanks for paying attention. I appreciate it. Are there any further questions?
Let's see. All right, I'll bring the presentation back up. So you all might be familiar with this email. We send each day a daily notice to let you know that the next edition is available. This typically is out to you by 6 a.m. So if you get that, you can easily just click in to read today's edition, or you can click on read a few past edition. So if you do a previous edition, that'll click you right to that edition. If you read today's, you'll go to today's edition. Um, so that is available every morning. We also have some pertinent information on the side and a reminder that we do have some apps available to you. On the bottom part of that daily email notification, you have a list of some of the top stories that are out there for subscriber exclusive. And again, these are clickable. So if you click on one of those, that'll bring you directly to nj.com and to the subscriber exclusive stories.
All right. So we're getting up at the top of the hour. Enrique, thank you so much for your help and your input today. And Jerry, thank you as always for a great presentation. We're going to send this to you within 2 to 3 business days. Anyone who has registered will receive this. It has some pertinent information, where to activate your account. If you're an Easton subscriber, we also have to activate at myaccount.lehighvalleylive.com. And then where to sign in to the various newspapers. I will say you will only be able to sign in to the newspaper to which you subscribe. So that's how it is set up. If you need help, you can email our digital service at nj.com and digital service at lehighvalley.com if you're from Easton. We've listed all the customer service numbers. And of course, we have enlisted Enrique's information, our editor for the online newspaper, and his email address and telephone number are there. Just to say, we cannot thank you enough for sticking with us and coming to the presentation tonight. We truly value our readers. You are the reason that we are here. It's the reason why we do this each and every day. It's a relationship between us, and we cherish it. We want you to know that. So we thank you for coming. And with that, Enrique, do you have a few words?
No, thank you so much, Susan and Jerry, for the presentation. As always, very instructional. And yes, please reach out. Continue reaching out, even if it's a complaint. I try to get back to you within a couple days. We're still learning what you're interested in, and we're trying to meet those asks as we get them. So once again, thank you everyone for attending, and I will see you around.
Thank you so much. And again, we are ever evolving and we want your ideas. So thanks so much. You all have a good evening.
Good night.
Good night.